Hi, hello, how are you? How are you people doing? So you can see from the title that I am a pro girl and I promote very low budget products. Our end goal here is to look fancy without looting any bank or selling our kidneys. So yeah, without much ado, I'm just starting. So first I will be prepping my skin. Let me check if I'm still not sure if I'm on focus. The light situation is still bad. I'm still broke. And yeah, I'm wearing this sexy sari. It's not sexy, it's weird. Whatever. So first I'm prepping my skin with this product. It's from Blue Nectar. Also, before I start this video on full blast, every product and its price will be here, somewhere in the screen. This bottle has its own mind. Sometimes the spray comes out, sometimes it doesn't. Also, since I'm prepping my skin, have any one of you tried this, curly girl hair method? I'm just seeing this everywhere, especially on Instagram. And so what is wrong with this bottle? I don't know what is wrong with this bottle, but the spray, sometimes it comes out, sometimes it does not. Ugh. So have you guys tried this curly girl hair method? I mean, I have semi and somewhat curly hair. It's almost in between wavy and curly, so it's in the middle. And I tried this method and I failed. But for my failure, I would love to blame it on winter. So now that I will be moisturizing my skin, and for that I will use this one. This is TNW Avocado Body Moisturizing Lotion. Even though it's a body lotion, I use it on face because as a moisturizer, it's very good. And it works good on my skin as well. It's not too chip, and it just gives the right balance that I want to find in my skin before doing my makeup. As a winter cream, it's a failure, I can tell you that, because in winter my skin is severely dry, and to cure that dryness it does nothing. But for makeup preparation, ooh, it's good. So what happened with my curly girl hair method is, one, I blame it on winter, and these people they say don't wash your hair with hot water, which is obviously correct because they are saying it. But I'm like, that's not even a question. I mean, the only reason I shower in winter because of what? Hot water. And also, I don't know, maybe it's because of my thyroid or any other issue, I really don't like the feeling of cold water like on my body. Winter, summer, rainy season, no matter what the season is, I fucking shower with hot water. Obviously sometimes hot to hotter, the temperature changes, but that wild cold water just slaps on your face and body. Just cold water, I really don't like that feeling. I like my water hot when it comes to shower. And they're saying that you don't wash your hair with shower, which I think it's logical. But if you want me to shower with cold water, that is also, especially in winter, it's a hard pass. Like, thank you. Next. So yeah, I just did my laminated little bit my brows with random ass soap, like this soap brow trend. So I think brow gels like Anastasia, Beverly Hills Brow Freeze, or there's Swiss Beauty Brow Freeze, these will work better, but I have none of them, so I'm doing it with just random Lux soap. So you can do it with any random Lux Dove soap or with Pierce. Most people do with clear because as you can see there are some white residues because of this. And now I'm going to draw a little bit, not too much, draw a little bit brows with this pencil. This is from Maybelline. This is Maybelline brow pencil. This is very old actually. I'm not really even sure that they have this this stuff anymore or not. Very slightly, like this end part of my brows. Very slightly, just making a, you know, highlight. When I do my brows first, kind of gives a shade. You know, I recently got to know that after 30s or in your late 20s, when you pluck eyebrows, they don't grow anymore. And I was like, oh, thank God, because I never in my life plucked my eyebrows. I hope that, you know, that 2000s sleek brow that Christina Aguilera used to do, or Pamela Anderson, I really hope that those monstrosities, I wish they never come back. Now I will be doing eye primer. Now the problem is I'm out of eye primer. My eye primer is gone. So I'm using this Wet n Wild concealer. And I am going to set this concealer on my eyelids with this Blue Heaven translucent powder. And I know this is not the best practice, but I have nothing else to do. This is something I could find in my budget. Have you guys subscribed to my channel? Have you? Because see, I make many fun videos, and I promise, I know I have a job now. I have a fixed job now which I'm doing because I'm broke. I need to pay my bills, and I'm not yet monetized on YouTube, so that's another problem. Hopefully I'll get monetized someday. But I promise there will be more and more videos. Do I sound bored? I don't know. I sound bored to myself because I'm bored of life. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. Now the eyeshadow palette I'm using is this one. It's Wet n Wild and it's called Rose in the Air. As you can see, it's a very teeny palette, and I'm taking this, and it doesn't have any mirror. It looks very cheap. It's a cheap ass palette, and as I said, the price will be here, somewhere. So I'm taking this shade, and I am using it as a transition shade on my lid. As I have hooded eyes, so my main focus will be on the outer corner and almost like a V shape, because if I go with my actual crease line, everything will be invisible because of this beautiful extra piece of meat that I have here. It's like I will add it on the whole lid area, but mainly focused on the corner. The packaging looks severely cheap. This is not hi-fi, and it's actually cheap when it comes to price. But pigment, oh my god, the pigment shows up really good. So I took this brown shade and put it on my crease area, a little bit above of the crease area, because I have hooded eyes, and because of that, because of this piece of extra meat that I have, if I put it on my actual crease line, it will be invisible after 2 hours of hard work. So little bit, I created this V shape. I usually create this V shape so that it shows up, and little bit above the crease line so that it shows up. You can build it up, and as you can see, this is just little bit of product. It's not like I kept on dipping it. This is just one go, and also it blends well. The pigment shows up very well. For such a cheap palette, it blends like a dream. Now the problem with this shadow is, it's not only this eyeshadow palette's problem, this is the universal eyeshadow palette problem. I mean, this is a very common problem, universal problem, and it's not like that this only happens with high-end products, or this only happens with low-end products. This happens with no matter what price range the palette is from high end to low end. Some colors and glitters and shimmers and mattes works better than others, and that happens because of many reasons. Sometimes it happens because how the palette was pressed, if palettes and pigments are very hard pressed, it's very hard for a brush to pick up the color. And sometimes it's just the formula is bad. Sometimes it's how we restore the palette in our house, like the damp situation or humidity and stuff, for that it gets stuck. Sometimes we don't wash our brushes and it gets oily, and that our own oil gets stuck in the eyeshadow palette. So many problems can happen. So because of that, it's like individual colors are good. Oh, this color is good or that color is good. For me, an indicator of a good eyeshadow palette is when not only the singular or only one color or two color or three color works good on its own, but all the colors blend good with each other. Otherwise, otherwise it's no issue that how will I blend it, how will I create a look, how will I make it look more blended and beautiful and merged into each other. The only way to do that is when all the colors blend well together and matches well together. Also, the color story is also important. This is a basic as nude palette. There's nothing to experiment with. This is just brick colors. Also, this here, this peachy golden shimmer, this is my favorite shade in this palette, because oh my god, you can pick it with brush, you can use your fingers. And the most irritating problem with most cheap eyeshadow palettes is not the matte shadows, but the shimmer or glitter one. They don't fucking want to stick to your eyelid no matter what you do, with your finger, without your finger. But this one, this works like magic. And I sometimes, what I do, if I am too busy to go somewhere, I only add this on the lid, little bit here, little bit here, and I'm good to go. It's that easy. And see they're blending like I'm doing it with my finger, no brush, nothing, but still it's blending like magic. So if you think about going to a wedding party or a normal party, or if you want to buy a palette that can give you this nude glowy look or very easy eyeshadow looks in just minutes, this is the palette for you. One of my main goal when it comes to buying makeup, because I can't afford more. I know many of my friends who can't too, like, that's a huge issue. That's actually a huge ass reason that many people don't want to use makeup, that they think makeup, only expensive makeups are good. It is not. You can use any makeup. And now this is the same brush. This is just a fluffy brush. I'm this brick brown and this another little bit darker brown. I'm mixing these two together, and I'll just define the outer corner of my eyes. Just define it a little bit more, and we are done. As I said, the corner of my eyes is the main problem because of this hood that I have. I have hooded eyes, so this corner is a problem. So I'll just define it. I think I'll define it more, and I can't find anything when I need it. I have a problem, I am messy as fuck, and when it comes to a point that I need a particular something, I can never find it, but the bit shows up exactly when I don't need it anymore. Also, this eyeshadow has this longevity period. Most of the time what happens with cheap eyeshadows, that once, maybe even if it blends, after a while it will be vanished from your eyes, like nothing was there at all. So, and plus I have hooded eyes and I have wrinkles. Okay, so I'm blending this, as you can see, this dark color, I'm taking it on a flat brush, very flat brush, and I'm almost using it as a eyeliner, but not really eyeliner, but creating a line. Now, since this is a very harsh line, this brush has nothing. This brush has no color. I'll just diffuse it, blend it into diffuse and blend it. So all in all, I will recommend this palette if you really want to buy a new eyeshadow palette for your everyday gig and for parties or something. This is a very good nude palette. Now I'm using a face primer. This is from NY Bay. I think NY Bay is Purple's home brand. The Purple website, its own home brand. Just like Nykaa, it has its own makeup brand. So this is a sample size. I most of the time, when I'm not sure if I should use it or not, or how is it, whenever I feel like I'm confused and I want to use a new thing, I go for the samples before I could commit to the full size stuff. I usually don't do primer. I usually don't use primer at all, especially if I'm using very minimal makeup, if I'm doing very minimal makeup or no foundation at all, which is my current obsession. I'm not using any foundation with makeup or going for skin tints. The thing is, this is very silicone-y. This is very, feels like you are wearing melted plastic in your face. Also, this is not a good product. It was supposed to blur your pores, which I don't think. This is a weird claim. Nothing blurs your pore. It's not possible for anything to remove or blur your pore like magic. But it doesn't hold on to makeup tight, which it was supposed to do. I need more in my nose area because of my whiteheads and blackheads. No matter what I do, it keeps on coming back. Makeup doesn't stay good here, and I have this particular zone. This T-zone is oily. It feels heavy on your skin. Like when you wear this thing, it feels like there's something is latching on you and something is latching on your skin. It's not a good feeling. I still use it because I bought it, obviously, and when I use it, I'm very much afraid of breakouts because it did break me out before, so I don't use it much. Maybe this is another reason why I don't use primer all the time, and I won't recommend this product to anyone. There are many good budget primers out there, but unfortunately I don't know. So I would request to my lovely audience, do you know any primer in budget? I mean, not very bougie, that I can buy, that you are using and you are liking? Please suggest me good primers in the comment section. Please. I just color corrected my face a little bit with this product. This product is called Stay Quirky. It looks like a lipstick. It's orange, deep orange, because I'm brown skin, so I will need dark orange as color corrector. But this color corrector is horrible. It's like a chalk. You have to. This is another Purple's home brand, this Stay Quirky. It's awful. The only color corrector I vouch for with my life is LA Girl's color correctors. I think they are the best in market. For low end, high end, whatever end it is, I think they are the best. And for foundation, I'm using this. This is Maybelline Fit Me. Now, this is a wildly loved foundation in India, and especially among people like us, this lower middle class to middle class strata, especially in India. I don't know about other countries, but in India, people vouch for. I have seen people like, it's very cheap when it comes to foundations. This foundation prices in India, it's very cheap. And because of this glass bottle and the look, it looks very expensive and it looks cool, but it has a horrible smell, this rotten makeup types, the weird makeup-y chemical-ish smell, which I absolutely hate. And this is a flat top brush from Wet n Wild as well. In my lifetime, literally 10,000 people in my short lifetime told me to buy Maybelline Fit Me. Another reason I think is that India has a huge problem of colorism, which means most Indian foundation that was before Maybelline Fit Me, especially Lakme. Yeah, most foundation brands before Maybelline, or I'm not talking about high-end brands like MAC, Huda, etc., or Krylon. For us mango peoples, for most foundations used to have many limited shades, because we as Indians, we are obsessed with pale skins. I mean, this is an Asian thing. I have seen Korea or in Japan beauty scene, it's the same problem. Everybody wants to look 2 shades paler than they normally are, and it creates a problem. Even this shade is not my shade. This is 1 shade lighter than what my actually shade is. I made a blunder. Maybelline Fit Me offers more than 16 shades and also with undertones, which is a very alien concept that many Indian makeup artists didn't know. Many normal people didn't know about the fact that undertone exists, and choosing the right undertone creates a huge difference. But yeah, Maybelline Fit Me is not a full coverage foundation. I'm not even going for full coverage. I just did a very light splash of or layer of color, nothing else. I am not going to do, and I'm blending it, buffing it as much as possible. It has a very weird smell. But why I particularly am not in love with this foundation, why I don't like this foundation, there's a reason. The reason might be it can be a me problem. I always say whenever there's a problem, the product is faulty. Also, I can be a faulty person as well. It can be because there's another reason. I think the oxidization can happen for many reasons. It can be one, either because I have chosen a wrong color, I mean 1 shade lighter than my skin tone, and I am golden brown to warm undertone, and this is cool undertone. So my undertone, because of the undertone, it makes it look gray. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe. Reason number 2 might be the skincare I have used to prep my skin with. That did some type of chemical reaction with this product, and that's why it creates this weird gray cast on it. It itself, it's a problem with this particular product. Why I'm saying this? Because I have seen other beauty gurus on YouTube and other makeup artists saying this, that Maybelline's base product, may that be Maybelline Matte Mousse or this Fit Me Matte, it has this tendency of oxidizing. It had happened to many people as well, so it oxidized on their skin as well. So I think it's not a me problem, but it's a you problem. So this is why this is not my favorite. If you want to buy something in your shade, and if you want to buy something in budget, please go for this, because if you overlook this oxidization problem, or maybe it won't happen to you, this is a very good within budget thing. Because most of the time, again, many foundation brands don't really even have your shades if you are darker skin. I mean, even darker than me. I am not the darkest shade. I know there are people who are way darker than I am in Indian brown skin. I don't know why we are obsessed with white skin. It's a good product if you want to find something in your shade and within your budget. But also, when it comes to Maybelline Fit Me, you may ask how long it lasts. I mean, I have worn this in Kolkata summer. We know how Kolkata summer is. I mean, it crunches and budges after 4-5 hours, because most of the time what happens with me, I don't even wear foundation for that long. And if I have a party or something where I have to, or a day where I know where I have to have my foundation or my makeup on for 8-9 hours, I usually in those situations don't even wear foundations. I just, my sunscreen, my skincare routine, and my eyeshadow, lip balm, blush, and I'm good to go. I try to avoid foundation. Yeah, concealer, I wear concealer, but foundation I try to avoid. But I have, and then after 4-5 hours, I have seen in Kolkata summer that Maybelline Fit Me, after wearing Maybelline Fit Me, I get lines here and here. But that's a different reason. That can be a different reason because I talk a lot, I laugh a lot, I'm a joker, and I am expressive. I make this type of face a lot. I make faces a lot. I talk a lot. I laugh a lot, and because of that, sometimes this area I get lines and wrinkles. So for that, I touch it up with powder, and I'm good to go again. I will say it is quite long lasting. It's quite long lasting. And yes, as I talk a lot and I can talk about any topic anywhere, you can always follow me on my social media so that we can talk. I mean, I am in all social medias. I'm a jobless bitch. I mean, not so much because I have a part-time job now, but I talk a lot. So you can follow me on my Instagram, on my Facebook. Also in Instagram, I make reels and I give tutorials, small tutorials there as well. So I am on Facebook, I am on Instagram, I am on Twitter. So if you want to follow me, all the links are given down below in the description box. Also, time after time, they shows up here and here. Follow me there. What are you doing? Let's talk. Now I will be using a concealer. This concealer that I'm using, it's for Bonjour Paris, and I saw one of my seniors actually using this product for a theater project that I was working in. This actually is not a famous brand or something, but trust me, this is a hella good product. I absolutely love this product. This is not too sheer and this is not too coverage. This is mid coverage, and holy shit, this is good. But the only problem is it's a stick concealer, and to stick when you draw it on your face, it kind of removes some of the product underneath. It's the only problem, and this is not like this product's problem. This is a universal product with stick concealers, stick foundations. They remove everything. When you draw it, you add pressure, right? But with liquid products, it's not the same. Oh, see, this is already started to look gray. My face already started to look gray. This is the problem I was talking about. Maybelline Fit Me is not at all suiting me. It blends very easily, very easily. Obviously, it's not like I mean, it takes time more than liquid concealer, even though that I will say. And if your blending skill is not very good, like if you are not very fast with your finger, then it can cause problem. Otherwise, it blends like magic. And you don't need much product, and this is very, very cheap, as it is not a very fancy brand. I don't think many of you have even heard about this Bonjour Paris brand before this conversation. Okay, now this is a damp beauty blender. What I do after my makeup, after everything, especially concealer and foundation is there, with a damp beauty blender, I merge everything in, and because of the water, everything gets in its place, and it kind of hydrates the face as well. So don't forget to put makeup on your ears, and if you are tying your hair up behind your head, oh my god, this was a very embarrassing situation I once faced. So it looks blended, I guess. Blended. It looks blended from here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of powder, but I'm still going to use some translucent powder from Blue Heaven. Little bit. I don't like to use powder a lot, but I have seen in Kolkata, especially in Kolkata, makeup artists love powder. They want to cake your whole face. I just, with a very small brush, where I think I will, because see, this is a waste of time and I am very dry, and Maybelline Fit Me, this foundation is already mattifying and I'm already dry, so it's just a pure waste of time. So I just contoured my face slightly with this tiny palette. This is actually a refill. I lost the actual, the casing of this product. This is a refill product I still have. That's what I use for contouring. And this is from Stars Cosmetic. This is also something that theater makeup artists use. And yeah, so I got it from there. Actually, many of my old makeup products, these are many of my old makeup products. Actually, I need to, upgrade my makeup stash. So many of my old makeup products that I still use are actually from my theater days when I used to do theater. That time I used to do my own makeup and sometimes my team members makeup as well. So because of I have many professional makeup products which are not really available for, or many people don't even know the names, you will need very small amount of product. Like you don't have to do contouring, especially if it's not a bronzer. This is not a bronzer powder. For cream contour, the lesser the better. I mean lesser the better. And plus also that whole Kim Kardashian slick jaw thing is going away. Now people are experimenting with blush. I think for next few years the blush will be the it thing. For blush I'm using this thing. This is from Miss Claire blusher trio. It looks like this. Now the thing is, even though I have bought it, so I'm going to use it. None of the blush has no name, so I'm just using this brown looking, almost peach brown looking I'm going with this one. The palette looks cheap. The colors also look cheap. I mean these colors are not very good. I bought it, and after I bought it and used it, I realized that it's a horrible product to use. It's a horrible product to use. If I'm doing review, I can't always say good things about good stuff. I need to show you the bad stuff too, so that you don't buy them. It has glitter particle inside it and something shimmery, and as much as I love glitter and as much as I love everything shiny, but for blush it doesn't work. For blush, for me, it doesn't work. If it has any glitter particle in it, it gets stuck in my pores and it shows off my skin textures, like those that wasn't even there. Creates skin texture, and it does not blend. It does not blend seamlessly like I'm trying for such a long time. It's still there. It's still there. And maybe because it does not blend well, it oxidizes after a while. First of all, this is not juicy. This is dry as fuck. There are some blushes. Even I have one Lakme blush. That's the best I have used ever. It's like juicy. It gives your cheeks this juicy look. This is dry. This looks dry. And after a while, this mother lover oxidizes and it becomes gray and ashy. There's no color pay. So yeah, most of the Miss Claire, I mean when it comes to low budget products, for me, I think most of the Miss Claire, Blue Heaven products are at least better. Or if you are going for low budget product, even Wet n Wild is amazing. And this is a very widely sold product in Nykaa and any website that you go to. Miss Claire is everywhere, like Miss Claire. 10,000 products you will find, but they have horrible quality. This is my second. I had another Miss Claire product, Miss Claire eyeshadow palette. That was horrible. I had one Miss Claire white kajal. That was horrible. This product is also, this is, you can see this is chunky. This is like a solid chunk that you can see. It does not blend. I'm trying really hard with this. You may think that, oh my god, Muni, you are a horrible makeup artist, which I am. I'm not a makeup artist at all. I'm a makeup lover. But oh my god, I mean makeup is not only for pro people, right? Makeup is for us, like mango people like us. And see, it already started becoming gray. It's not even 10 seconds that I have applied it. So my makeup is done. I have done my lipstick and highlighter and lower lash line, eyeshadow behind the camera. This is the finished look with all the budget products. I think this look is very cool. You can, and isn't this jhumka so beautiful? This is one of my seniors, college seniors, have sent me to. She makes Priya Shamonto, her name. I will link her shop. She makes this wonderful jewelry and sells them as well. I'll link her Facebook page down below. If you want more detailed review on products, if you want to see more budget friendly products, then please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, how will you know? Duh. And I think I am going to bring more and more product reviews. The thing is, you don't need to buy tons of products, sell your kidney or loot a bank. I really hope to see you in my next video and with new and plenty of good products within budget, which is 600 rupees or 750 rupees. I promise most of my products won't cross that limit. I will sometime do bougie rich people product, but not now. So till then, bye bye.